Tropical storm. Melissa is currently forming in the warm, churning waters of the Caribbean Sea, a region well known for its volatile weather patterns and powerful storms. As the system begins to organize, meteorologists are closely monitoring its development, watching for any signs that it could intensify further. At this moment, Melissa is situated just south of the Dominican Republic and Haiti, two island nations that have experienced the devastating effects of tropical storms and hurricanes in the past. The proximity of the storm to these populated areas is raising early concerns among local authorities and residents alike. The storm is steadily gaining strength, fueled by the warm ocean temperatures and moist air. Experts warn that Melissa could become a hurricane in the coming days, drawing global attention from meteorologists and disaster response teams. The scientific community is analyzing real-time data to predict the storm's path and potential for rapid intensification. What makes Melissa particularly concerning is its slow movement. As it lingers over the warm Caribbean waters, the risk of rapid intensification increases. This slow pace means the storm could dump heavy rainfall over the islands, leading to flooding and landslides, while also giving it more time to strengthen. The Caribbean is no stranger to hurricanes, having faced many destructive storms over the years. However, each new system brings its own unique risks and challenges, from unpredictable changes in direction to varying levels of wind and rainfall. Communities must remain alert and ready to respond. Residents and local authorities are being urged to stay vigilant, monitor official updates, and prepare for possible changes in the storm's intensity and path. Preparations may include securing homes, gathering emergency supplies, and having evacuation plans ready in case conditions worsen. Initial meteorological reports highlight Melissa's potential to become a significant hurricane, based on current atmospheric conditions and the storm's projected trajectory. The next 24 to 48 hours will be critical in determining how strong Melissa will become and which areas will be most affected. Continuous updates from weather agencies and news outlets will be crucial for everyone in the storm's path. Staying informed will help residents make timely decisions and take necessary precautions to protect themselves, their families, and their property. Understanding Melissa's characteristics, such as its wind speeds, rainfall potential, and movement, is key to anticipating its potential impacts. As the situation evolves, experts will continue to analyze new data, providing guidance and warnings to help minimize the storm's effects on vulnerable communities. Melissa is moving at just 2 to 4 miles per hour, drifting west-northwest. This slow pace means affected areas will endure prolonged rainfall, increasing the risk of severe flooding. Local drainage systems could be overwhelmed, leading to catastrophic flooding and landslides, especially in low-lying and mountainous regions. Rainfall totals could reach up to 60 inches, depending on the storm's path and intensity. Prolonged exposure to high winds also raises the risk of structural damage and widespread power outages. Communities must heed warnings and advisories to mitigate the impact of this slow-moving storm. Both wind and water threats are significant, requiring comprehensive preparation. The slow movement of Melissa makes it a formidable threat for the Caribbean islands. Jamaica, Haiti, Cuba, and the Dominican Republic are at greatest risk from Tropical Storm Melissa. This powerful storm is expected to bring severe weather conditions including heavy rainfall, strong winds, and potential flooding. The Caribbean islands are no strangers to tropical storms. But Melissa's intensity has raised significant concerns among meteorologists and local authorities. Jamaica faces intense rainfall and strong winds, with mountainous terrain increasing the risk of landslides and flash floods. The island's topography makes it particularly susceptible to these natural disasters, and the local government is on high alert. Emergency services are preparing for the worst, ensuring that they can respond quickly to any incidents that may arise. Authorities have issued storm watches and are urging residents to secure homes and stock up on essentials. People are seen boarding up windows and securing their properties, while supermarkets are experiencing a rush as residents buy supplies to last through the storm. The sense of urgency is palpable as the community braces for impact. Haiti, still recovering from past disasters, is especially vulnerable due to dense populations and weakened infrastructure. The country has faced numerous challenges in recent years, and the arrival of Tropical Storm Melissa adds another layer of difficulty. Efforts are being made to protect the most vulnerable, but the task is daunting given the existing conditions. Hurricane watches are in effect, and evacuation from high-risk zones is being emphasized. Families are seen leaving their homes with luggage, heading to safer areas. The coordination between emergency officials and the community is crucial to ensure that everyone is out of harm's way. Cuba and the Dominican Republic are also preparing, with both nations experienced in handling tropical storms, but facing the threat of a major hurricane. These countries have well-established protocols for such events, but the scale of Melissa's potential impact is testing their preparedness. Emergency crews are working tirelessly to secure infrastructure and assist residents. Cuba is securing infrastructure and evacuating vulnerable populations, while the Dominican Republic braces for heavy rains and strong winds in its eastern regions. The coordinated efforts in both countries highlight the seriousness of the situation and the need for comprehensive disaster management strategies. Collaboration between these countries and international weather organizations is critical for effective response. By sharing data and resources, they can better predict the storm's path and potential impact, allowing for more precise and timely interventions. This cooperation is a testament to the importance of global solidarity in the face of natural disasters. Sharing information and resources enhances preparedness and resilience. Aid supplies are being distributed, and emergency responders are working closely with community leaders to ensure that everyone is informed and ready. Public awareness campaigns are in full swing, emphasizing the steps people should take to protect themselves and their families. As Melissa approaches, the focus remains on readiness and minimizing potential devastation. Emergency response teams are preparing equipment, and sandbags are being placed in front of buildings to mitigate flooding. The collective efforts of the Caribbean nations and their international partners aim to safeguard lives and property as they face the impending storm. Meteorologists predict Melissa will intensify into a hurricane by Friday or early Saturday. Warm sea temperatures and favorable atmospheric conditions could push it to Category 4 or even 5 within days. A Category 4 hurricane brings sustained winds of 130 to 156 miles per hour, capable of catastrophic damage. Rapid intensification could catch communities off guard, making continuous monitoring essential. Residents are urged to secure homes, stockpile supplies, and have evacuation plans ready. Local authorities are working to keep communities informed and prepared. The focus is on safety and resilience as Melissa strengthens. Accurate, timely information is vital for those in the storm's path. As Hurricane Melissa churns in the Atlantic, meteorologists are closely monitoring its every move, using advanced technology and years of expertise to predict where it might go next. At this stage, experts see two main scenarios for Melissa's path, each with its own set of challenges and risks for the Caribbean region. The first, and currently more likely scenario, has the storm tracking westward, passing just south of Jamaica. In this path, Melissa is expected to gather strength over the warm Caribbean waters, potentially intensifying into a major hurricane before making a sharp turn northeast toward Cuba. This route could bring powerful winds, torrential rain, and dangerous storm surges to both Jamaica and Cuba, threatening millions of lives and critical infrastructure. If this scenario unfolds, it would require comprehensive evacuation plans, with emergency services on high alert. Local authorities would need to coordinate shelter operations, ensure the safety of vulnerable populations, and prepare for potential disruptions to power and communication networks. The second scenario, while less likely, is still a serious concern. In this case, Melissa would turn northeast sooner, steering away from Jamaica and Cuba, but heading directly toward the island of Hispaniola, impacting both Haiti and the Dominican Republic with its full force. Both scenarios bring the threat of heavy rain, destructive winds, and life-threatening storm surges. Low-lying areas and communities with fragile infrastructure are especially at risk, as flooding and wind damage could be severe and widespread. For Haiti, the impact could be particularly devastating. The country's vulnerability to natural disasters combined with limited resources means that even a glancing blow from Melissa could trigger a humanitarian crisis, requiring immediate international support and relief efforts. Authorities across the region must act swiftly to implement evacuation plans, reinforce critical infrastructure, and mobilize emergency response teams. Early action can save lives and reduce the long-term impact of the storm. The dynamic nature of tropical storms means forecasts can change rapidly. Meteorologists are constantly updating their models as new data comes in, and even small shifts in Melissa's path could dramatically alter which communities are most at risk. residents must stay vigilant, keeping up with the latest updates from meteorological agencies and local authorities. Staying informed is crucial, as timely warnings can make all the difference in preparing for the storm's arrival. As Hurricane Melissa's path continues to develop, preparedness and safety remain the top priorities. By working together and staying alert, communities can weather the storm and protect what matters most. While the focus is on the Caribbean, there's a small chance Hurricane Melissa could impact southeastern Florida. Current forecasts put the probability of direct landfall at just 3 to 4%. However, a westerly track could bring storm conditions close to Florida, with heavy rain, strong winds, and coastal flooding possible. Residents are advised to stay informed and prepared, even with a low probability of impact. Meteorologists are closely monitoring the storm's movement and potential shifts in trajectory. Local authorities encourage stocking up on essentials and securing property as a precaution. Preparedness is key, even when the risk appears low. Beyond Melissa, two major storm systems are affecting the United States. The first threatens the southern plains, especially Texas and Oklahoma, with damaging winds, hail, and possible tornadoes. The second system, emerging from the Rockies, could trigger a severe weather outbreak from the Midwest to the southern plains early next week. By Tuesday, the Ohio Valley faces risks of strong winds and heavy rainfall. Meteorologists are monitoring these systems to provide timely warnings. Residents should stay alert and follow guidance from authorities to ensure safety. Multiple storm systems highlight the need for preparedness and resilience. A cold snap is gripping the Midwest and Ohio Valley, with a large low-pressure system over Michigan drawing in cold Canadian air. Temperatures have dropped by 10 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit, bringing early signs of winter and frost advisories. The cold weather is expected to persist for several days, affecting daily life and agriculture. Farmers are urged to protect crops from potential frost damage. The sudden temperature change underscores the variability of weather patterns. Residents should take precautions to stay warm and safe. The cold snap is a reminder to prepare for the approaching winter season. Tracking storms like Melissa is crucial for community safety. Timely forecasts help residents and authorities prepare and reduce harm. Key safety measures include securing homes, stockpiling supplies, and having evacuation plans. Staying informed through reliable sources is essential as the storm approaches. Monitoring storms also improves future forecasts and disaster response. The emphasis is on readiness and resilience in the face of natural threats. By working together and staying prepared, communities can weather storms like Melissa with greater confidence.